Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about what is new in this update because there are some pretty drastic changes which was introduced with the new LTQ. But before I get ahead of myself, let us go over all of the new content. So first of all, of course, there is the new LTQ Drill Runes Grand Battle Series. So this is pretty interesting. It is a 12-player LTQ. You gotta split up, you kill 3 different bosses, and then you group up in the middle to kill one big bad boss. Now, the thing about this LTQ is you get 5 of the Q triggers and the stars fell every time you've completed it, or at least every time that I've completed it, I've always gotten 5 of these triggers. And well, it just so happens that you only need 5 of these triggers to run this urgent quest once whenever you want, because remember, we have the new trigger version, as you can see right here, Drill and the Stars Fell. So you can literally run this whenever you want, and that way you can farm your Evolvolt 3s really easily, and it's absolutely crazy. So it's definitely worth running the LTQ as much as you can so that you get a bunch of these triggers so that you can farm up all of the Evolvolt 3s in order to get your Akroselio weapon immediately. So yes, technically it is now possible to get your Akroselio weapon in a single day as long as you have enough of these triggers, so that you basically need 150 triggers minimum so that you can run this 30 times, because every run of this urgent quest will drop between 3 to 5 of these Evolvolt 3s. However, that is not all. We also have the Mission Pass Season 41 where we can get some cool outfits, some weapon camos, as well as some build parts. And then of course we do have Masquerade's Depth 7 and 8, so that is another additional 20 floors to progress through. Now, other than that, we also have the AC Scratch Bittersweet Fashion over here, so if there is anything that you want, including like the sweater over here, now is the time to pick these up. But the TLDR for this week is literally to make your weapon. All you need to do is spam this LTQ until you make a bajillion of these triggers. You can also buy these triggers on the marketplace, by the way. So if we go to my material storage, you can see I do have 5 triggers. We check it, you can see that the prices are kind of fluctuating. They did a huge nosedive earlier, like an hour ago, where they were down to like 50 to 60,000 each. However, they are slowly going back up in price as more and more people are making their Akroselio weapon, and they're like, oh, I don't need these triggers anymore, and so they don't farm the LTQ anymore, thus supply is drying out. However, it is just the first day, so I do expect a lot of people to still continue to farm, especially if these triggers are still going at 100,000 each, because remember, at 100,000, that is for one trigger. You need to purchase 5 triggers in order to do this a single time. So, you know, if you're selling at 100,000 a pop, you're still making 500,000 per run, which is actually still quite a good deal, considering that each run of the LTQ literally takes like 8 minutes. So if you're making like 500,000 every 8 minutes, I still think that is a pretty dang good deal. Now, for my friends who didn't watch yesterday's video and were wondering what the Akroselio weapon potential is, as you can see right here, the weapon potential does increase your potency by 46%, which is 1% better than your Trisalio weapon. You gain more PB gauge when you attack by 20% versus 15%, and then it's exactly the same as the Trisalio, where you store 3 charges whenever you nullify an attack with a sidestep or a weapon action. However, it does change a little bit down here. So as you can see here, PP consumption reduced for 90 seconds. After your PB, you get HP recovery, and it reduces PB cooldown, which is really nice, basically allowing you to PB a lot more often. And you also get an additional attack. So basically, if you read the comment section from yesterday, the way that this works is when you PB, you get this additional attack that also nukes the boss and deals additional damage. And it does stack with chain trigger for all my gunner mains out there. So if you do have a 100 chain and then you use this, you gain an insane amount of potency increase, and that additional attack hits like an absolute truck. Now, other than the weapon potential, the main thing that is actually going to make your Akroselio weapon so much stronger is actually the attack. As you can see, it goes 1,252 versus our Trisalio, which is only 1,207. So you are gaining a massive amount of just raw attack stat, which is the basis to all of your multipliers, such as your potency and all of that stuff. So you will gain a significant damage increase. So it is pretty good, and it is in your best interest to try to get your weapon, especially when those triggers drop in price, or maybe you just farm it yourself. Because think about it, you're gonna farm one LTQ run with 12 of your friends or 8 of your friends, and then once you complete that run, you'll be able to run 4 runs of the UQ, which is absolutely crazy. So you can just farm the LTQ 5 times with your friends, and once that is done, you can literally do 20 runs of the UQ. And just by doing that, you're more than halfway through and collecting all of your Evolvolt 3s, and so it's going to be very, very easy to upgrade your Trisalia weapons into the Akroselio weapons. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel, it really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.